I'm actually standing this week, however, I got a new light bulb to improve the lighting. However, because my tripod is terrible and too short, I have to have it propped up on something, so I am stood directly above the light bulb. If I go like this, I look like Jesus, which is not a good look for me. I'm too evil for that. If I grew up as a normal teenager, I would have loved the Mission Impossible films when they came out, because they came out as I was becoming a teenager, and as I was a teenager. I should have loved them, I should have loved the action and adventure, but I never watched them because I was a hipster recluse who only liked artistic films with artistic merit and all that ridiculous, terrible, what's the word? Oh god, what's the word? Pretentiousness, that's it, pretentiousness. I was a pretentious little brat when I was a teenager. But now I've grown up and evolved, and now I can understand that action's cool, action is fun, and fun is fun. And Mission Impossible Rogue Nation is fun. That's it, it's fun. It's a fun action film filled with fun spy espionage stuff with ridiculous technology that can't exist. And it's fun. It's adrenaline, action-packed, funniness. It's fun. I'm going to stop saying fun now. The film sort of kicks off after the last one. I think I never saw it because, again, pretentious. But it basically sort of follows on, and it kind of catches you up pretty quickly, so you don't really need to see the previous ones to know what's going on in this. You basically get yourself up to speed quickly enough. Basically, there's this massive organization across the world that's doing all this evil stuff, and Ethan Hunt, who Tom Cruise plays, is trying to track them down. However, his organization that he works for as part of the US government gets shut down. I don't know if that's a spoiler, probably not, but that happens and he has to go on the run because the CIA think he's made it all up as part of a delusion. And then action happens. He hangs on the side of a plane. That's action, that's fun. I said I was going to stop saying fun, didn't I? Tom Cruise is great in this. He delivers exactly what he needs to. I don't think he's delivered a bad role. He's played bad roles, but he's never delivered a bad role. He's never delivered a bad acting performance. Simon Pegg's good in this as Benji, because he's Simon Pegg and he's good in everything. Again, this film is littered with actors who have taken bad roles in the past, but they've never given a bad performance. I like Baldwin's in this, and I don't think he's ever given a bad performance. He's read some bad scripts, but I don't think he's given a bad performance. And for what it's worth, everybody gives a good performance in this. I mean, everybody. There is no lame ducks in this film in terms of acting. There really isn't. Everybody's solid. Everybody knows exactly what they're getting in for, knows exactly what they're doing, and they do it. And they do it really well. The plot, on the other hand, is a bit I have always considered Mission Impossible films to be like the American version of James Bond was not quite getting why James Bond works. But now I think they've changed track, and they've become the James Bond films that don't take themselves too seriously. Because as much as I love Daniel Craig as James Bond, those films are really serious and really, moody and brooding, But this is just, I want to say again, it's just fun. I don't have a very wide vocabulary, as you can probably tell. The problem with that is they took a few too many cues off this from Skyfall, in that a big chunk of the plot is ripped almost straight from it. And it's really painfully obvious. You don't notice it explicitly, but in the back of your mind you're kind of sitting there and thinking, didn't I see Daniel Craig do this like 3 years ago? Also, on a similar note, the plot's like an act longer than it needs to be. Like, it ends, and then another act happens, and then the actual ending happens, and you think, this film should have been condensed a bit better. Somebody should have taken a red pen to this and gone, that doesn't need to be in, that doesn't need to be in, that doesn't need to be in, switch that there, etc, so on and so forth. You get the picture. That needed to happen, and it didn't. And you're sat there not thinking, this is really cool what I'm watching. You're sat there thinking, this is nearly over soon, I got a bus to catch. But, at the end of the day, it made me leave the cinema wanting to be a spy. And if you can do that, you've made a good spy film. That's what you need to do. You need to make me want to be a spy. You make me want to be Ethan Hunt, or whoever. And it did, because I really, really wanted to. I still do, to be perfectly honest. I would say go and see this in the cinema. I would not say wait for the DVD. Not because it's massively groundbreaking that you need to see it this instant, but because it doesn't translate well to the small screen. It's a massive, bombastic film that requires a big canvas. I don't think it'll work as well on the small screen. It's like the original Mission Impossible doesn't really work very well when you're watching it at 9:30 on film 4. That was a very British reference. Moving on. Okay, thank you for watching, as always. Again, as always, if you want to see my review next week of Fantastic Four, hit the subscribe button and you'll get it next Monday or Tuesday, depending on how my internet's feeling. And how I'm feeling, to be perfectly honest. You can also click the like button if you want. Nobody does, but I figured I'd say it anyway. And again, if you want, you can follow me on the social medias. The Twitters and the Tumblrs and the Instagrams are all down there. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.